So let's continue down our list of the urgency countdown timers. So next on the list, we have a carousel with countdown. This is another quite large section, and this is actually the first carousel section that we came across in this mini course. So the way carousel sections work is it's actually not going to display until we select a product for the carousel. And the reason is that the carousel images are actually brought in from your product selection here. So depending on what images you upload for a specific product within the Shopify dashboard is going to dictate what images are pulled in for your carousel. So it says, please choose a product for this carousel countdown to display. So let's go ahead and choose our main product here, which is the thermos. And you can see that all these images are not set anywhere within these settings. These are actually all pulled in from within the Shopify dashboard. So these are the images uploaded for this particular product. So, all right, let's go down the settings here. You can see we have a lot to go through on this one. So it's just a note here that you can change the color of the add to cart buttons within the general theme settings. So that's actually not a section specific setting. And the reason for that again is because typically you'll want to keep the color of all your add to cart buttons on your page consistent. So that's why we did it that way. So the colors we can change here, again, background color, product title color. You can also see that the typography for the product title is the header typography that we set in the theme settings. Sale price, regular price. So this would be the sale price, regular price color. Product description text would be this text color here. Countdown timer call to action text would be this. I'm not going to change each one of these colors because I think you get the idea, but order processing time text color. So that's actually, let's save this so I can show you this part of the section here. So when we save this, again, we're going to see the timer populate, and we're also going to see this area populate. So this is something we have not seen before. What this is a fulfillment time calculator that we included as part of our carousel sections. And you can see that the colors are related to this. So order processing time text color would be this text color, and order processing time color would be this time color here. So we'll dive more into this later on because that's towards the bottom of the section settings, but this is also a really cool thing that we added to all carousel sections. So the general flow of essentially all the sections, within the Power theme is they kind of flow logically typically for the settings. So in this case, the settings for this section kind of flow this way. So top to bottom on the left column, and then top to bottom on the right column. So we can see first up here, we have the Facebook likes widget here. This is also something new. I don't think we've come across this yet since this is our first carousel section, but this is also a common thing that we offer for carousels. And this again is just to raise social proof on our website, which, as you guys know, is so important, right? So the way this works is we can either choose to show or hide the Facebook likes widget. So we can toggle it on and off that way. Notice when you do a quick click, you want to show it, you actually do need to do a page refresh. And that's just within the customizer window. It doesn't work. Obviously, it doesn't work that way for the live site, but something to note. Now, this is a Facebook page URL. So this is actually what this Facebook likes widget is linked to. So in this case, by default, we just linked it to Nike.com. So as you can see, Nike Facebook page has 34 million likes. And if the customer clicks share here, they will share a link basically to the Nike page on their personal Facebook account. So obviously you're going to want to change this with your own Facebook page here. Back up to the top, product title. So that is the font size and letter spacing for this product title. This is the Luke's Reviews integration. So we can choose either to show or hide the Luke's Reviews summary here. Up to you what you do there. And this is the ratings count color. So we also put a little note in here. You can change the color of the review stars within the Luke's app. So the review stars here typically are set, the color is set within the Luke's app itself. And then we control the rating count color here, which is this part of it here. So that might be a little confusing, but just remember you generally set the star colors within the Luke's app itself. Product status label. So this is another common thing that we offer for these carousel sections, and it's just basically another little badge that can help increase conversion rates. So again, it's very customizable here. You can either show or hide it, of course. Basically anything here, you can either show or hide it. It's totally up to you, but I do actually really like using these. Just this in stock now label here. I find that it does help increase conversion rates a little bit. I mean, it's everything together, right? So you can also change the light color here and also the text color here, as well as the message that you put here. So you could do things like a flashing red light and say low on stock or something like that, and obviously change this to a red color. So you can also do things like this here, which could help with your conversions. This is just things that you guys can and should test on your store. These are the call to action button options. So we can either do a direct add to cart button, or we can do it go to bundle section button. So as you recall, if it is a go to bundle section button, and we did have the bundles showing at the bottom of the homepage, then if we click this button and it was a go to bundle section button like this, then we would automatically scroll down to the bundles again. And if we do choose to use a go to bundle section button, then we can change the text of the button easily here, as well as the color of the button. And if it is a add to cart button, again, we don't have access to change the color of add to cart buttons within any of the sections. These are a global setting for this, just to maintain consistency across your website. And similarly, the text of add to cart is definitely customizable as well, but not here. This is another global type setting, and you actually have access to this, changing this within the languages JSON file, which if you back out of this editor and click the drop down arrow next to your theme, you'll see a button to edit languages, and then you'll navigate to the product page, and then you can change the add to cart text if you wish. Next, we have the product description text. So it's interesting to note that this text right here is not actually the text that we pull in from the Shopify storefront. So actually, let's just open it up to show you guys what I mean. So the images that we're pulling into the carousel are these images here that we uploaded for this particular product. And the description that you might expect to be uploaded for the carousel would be this description, but it's actually not. So we do this a little bit differently here. We just actually bring in the images, and we let you customize this text directly within this the section settings. So we thought this was a little bit of a better way to do this part. Again, you can choose to show or hide the description as you wish. The font sizes and letter spacing and line height for the description are also fully customizable here. The call to action text. So this is for the countdown timer. I don't think I need to go through this in full detail. If you haven't watched the previous video already, which was number 16, I believe, the buy now with countdown, that's where we went into a lot more detail into the call to action text and just the general timer settings. So I'll go through them a little bit more quickly in this video. So this is the headline here. You can choose if you want to bold it, bold the numbers, change the padding. This is all related to these text elements here. This is where you set the countdown type again, identical to the previous video. So you can either count down an X amount of time or count down to a specific time and date. So if you are counting an X amount of time, you input it here. A specific time and date, you would input the time and date here. This are the advanced timer options again. We went again more detail last time, but essentially if you click yes here, then you're going to save timer data locally to your customer's web browser. So that means that this is not going to reset every time they click the refresh button in their browser. And this is if you want to hide the timer when it runs out. So this is the part I wanted to get to. Shipment processing time. This is a little bit new. I don't think we've seen this yet. So it's actually here, and you can see we're getting a little error message here. Click save or refresh your page to see the changes in the Shopify editor. So the reason for that is every time we make any change to the section, we're going to have to click save before we're going to see this updated. And it has to do with just the JavaScript that we use to generate this date and time, but obviously for your live page, that won't be an issue. So what is this doing exactly? For starters, we can either show or hide this section as we want. As you can see again, since I made a change, I'm going to have to do a refresh, which I will right now. Scroll back down. So the first setting we have here is the timer message. So it says order now and have your order shipped by. So this is the default, but it is customizable right here. And the idea behind this section obviously is to use sort of an Amazon style buy now and have it shipped by. So it's an indication to your customer of your fulfillment processing time, essentially. So how long after they make an order on your site will it be fulfilled? So the default that we have is 2 days. So that means that basically whatever day it is currently, then this text field here is going to update today's date plus 2 days in advance. However, there are some fine-tune options as well, which might affect that. So one is the shipment cutoff time. So this is the cutoff time. So let's just say that we set this to 0 days, for example. So we set to 0 days. So you can see that since it's before 5 p.m. today, then we're not past the shipment cutoff time for today yet. So that means that we're going to ship it out by today at 5 p.m. However, if we set this to 0 days and the current time of day was 6 p.m., then that means we're over the shipment cutoff time. So this would actually go until tomorrow in that case, because we're past the shipment cutoff time. I hope that made sense. We can also choose if we ship the products on weekends or not. So you can see here, if we set it back to 2 days, this is actually a Thursday right now. So it's a Thursday, March 18th. And since we set this to 2 days, we would expect that the shipment would be fulfilled on the 20th. But since we click this option down here, do we ship on weekends? No. That means that if our shipment time landed on a weekend, we're actually going to push the date out to the following Monday. So that's why that this shipping time went to March 22nd instead of the 20th. It's because the 20th landed on a weekend and we don't ship on weekends. So that's what happened there. Yeah, so that's all. There's actually not very many settings for this section, but it is a really neat section to include. And I definitely recommend that you guys test this out to see if it'll increase your conversions. You could even go as far as to create 2 different landing pages and maybe split test these things individually. So split test this individually, maybe split test this individually, and just kind of see the results for your store. So the last thing we have here is a Truss Badge. These are, again, really common among the carousel type sections. So we can either choose to show or hide the Truss Badge. So you're probably going to see a common theme here. We can basically choose to show or hide all these little extra add-ons here. And it's up to you if you want to include them or not at the end of the day. So let's just say we do want to include a Truss Badge. We actually included some default Truss Badge images that you can use. So this one is for safe credit cards. So these are credit cards only. This one is also credit cards, but without the safe banner on top. This one is for more Stripe. So if you're using Stripe as your payment processor, this is a good one, powered by Stripe. Another thing you can do here is change the size. So that's actually a little bit small, I think. So we can increase it to 300 pixels right here. Can change the opacity. And if you don't want to use one of these standard Truss Badges that the theme comes with, you can even upload your own Truss Badge here as well. So, and it doesn't even have to be a Truss Badge. You can totally get creative here and upload any image that you'd like. So again, actually you'd have to click yes here as well, because we did upload the image, but until you click upload custom badge image as yes, it will not show. Now that we clicked yes, we can see that this is our custom image uploaded instead of the Truss Badge. So yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys come up with for this as well. If you have any really cool examples, definitely shoot our customer service team a message with what you're doing. It'd be cool to see how you guys use this. And lastly, we have top and bottom padding, just like any other section, and animation type, just like any other section. So that does it for the countdown carousel section. This is a really useful section for sure. A great one to lead off your landing page with if you do want to use these countdown timers. That just about does it for this lesson. I guess the last thing we could show you is just how it looks on mobile. So as you can see, it's fully mobile optimized, so it looks great on both the desktop and the mobile screen, just like any other section on the theme. And that's it for this video. Next, we will continue to work down through these sort of countdown timer type sections. So I'll see you in the next video.